You're now listening to Black No Filter with
That's Why I'm Fab.
No IG Angela.
LGK Music. And you've got a story, Fabrice.
I have a story. Guys, I always have a story.
We love it.
Can you help? What's the story?
Story time with Fabrice.
About white women calling black men trash.
Oh, I always have a story. So basically, do you know
Kick
what?
back and listen.
The more I think about this, the more I think this has actually been something I've experienced my whole childhood. So I've got a few things to say about this story. Number one, I don't think I realised because I'm a black woman and I have a lot of black friends. In fact, the majority of my friends are black because my majority of my friends are black, full stop. And I guess for the majority of my black friends who date black men, we don't really discuss like some things just unspoken and said. But I have a friend said to me, well, you know we date black men, and I said, I had a non-black friend say, we date black men because the rumours are true. And I swear to you, I had to say to her,
talent.
what?
They want to go on experience time, whether it be music. Oh, sorry, Mum and Dad, this is not what our sister is saying. Oh, God, no, I retract it. Go ahead.
You can't retract it.
Okay,
I did not understand what she was talking about. She goes, the rumours are true. And I said, She was like, the rumours are true, because black men are better in bed. And I just said, oh, okay. I only date black men, so I don't understand what I'm comparing this to. And the majority of my friends are also black women who are dating black men. So like we haven't generally had that kind of conversation. We had the reverse conversation, if I'm honest with you, but whatever. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, okay, the reverse conversation. How other races compare, as opposed to black men are better in bed. So like I had a friend at university and she said to me, oh my gosh, I'm really out here, just my bride price is diminishing. Oh well.
No, it's not in Jesus' name. It will stay stable.
I had a friend at university who was just like, I've never slept with a white guy before and I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not really too sure for a number of different reasons. Colour, experience, like I don't really know what I'm doing. And I just said to her, my friend, live your movie. Do what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? Just be everything needs to be consensual.
Advice from you.
When I was at university, I said to her, as long as it's consensual and as long as you're protecting yourself, do what you want to do. Like, it's not for me to judge you. My moral compass isn't your moral compass. Do you understand? And I'm a church girl, so I can't tell you what, because I'm not going to be doing that. But if that's what you want to do and it's consensual, go ahead, do it.
Hallelujah.
Shut up, Lyndon.
Hallelujah.
Shut up, Lyndon.
All right.
So when I say we have the reverse conversation, I have friends who are like, I haven't slept with this particular ethnicity, as opposed to the rumours are true about black men. That's what I'm saying, right? So now that was at university, and then I have friends now who say the same thing, and she said, I only date, black guys because the rumours are true. And I just said, really? It really confuses me. However, now I have a few friends. I have one friend in particular, and she's just out here, in my opinion, choosing to date trash men who are literally like it. When you look at the word industrial trash, you will see their pictures. It is ridiculous. Like I don't even know how she finds them. I don't know where she finds them, to be honest with you. But the situation she ends up in, I'm just like, this is foolishness. And
maybe they find her.
Well, maybe they do. And
You need to verify that. How does she find them?
Maybe they find
I'd
her.
like to know.
Sometimes trash is seeking out people that they can be trashed with.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're out there. Yeah,
That's true.
so maybe
because
they find
I don't
her.
find these trash men I honestly don't. I've dated some guys who are not very nice, and I've dated some guys who are fantastic. But the levels of trash that she has attracted and continue to date for a period of time it's beyond what I can comprehend. It's so interesting. And I'm like, we're not in our 20s, and even if you're in your 20s, have some just know what you're dealing with. Do you know what I mean? But I'm like, you're a grown individual. Let's
wait. So Lyndon just looked at me when he said we're not in our 20s.
Come on,
I
Lyndon.
would like to say that I'm fully in the middle of my 20s.
Sorry, I forgot.
Let me just be clear.
I just want to say, you're always out here saying we're the same age, we're the same age, we're the same age. Are you the same age? Sorry?
It depends on what day and what we're talking about.
Okay.
But if we're not in our 20s, I surely am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angela's surely in her 20s and I'm surely in my 30s. So my friend has been dating a series of guys, and honestly, each story is more wilder than the last, if you can even begin to imagine that. So now we're on story number 5. We're on man number 5, and the story is wild. And so now she has decided, do you know what? She said to me, Fabrice, I'm not going to date black men anymore because they're all trash. And she says it with her full chest because she feels like she is vindicated. Vindicated? She is justified, in saying that she goes, I'm not going to date black men. Furthermore, all black men are trash because all the 5 that she's dated have treated her badly.
How about black men are treasure? And how about you find the trashness?
Oh, say it again.
You find the trashness. You're out here. I mean, I think we've had this discussion before, maybe not on this, but how like our feelings towards men are trash in general, having that statement. But I feel like I have a lot of questions about that. I don't know. This is me being devil's advocate. I feel the type of way about her saying black men are trash. I'm going to need you to relax because it seems like you haven't tasted your own and you have nothing to compare it to. Maybe you've actually got treasure and what you left. If you're still going for black men, then obviously they're the best of the bunch to you anyway. So everybody's trash. All men are trash, yeah, in your eyes. But also I want to find out, does she have the right to say black men are trash if she's only been dating black men? Like, does she have... Is there any... this is me being a devil's advocate, but is there any part of... like, does she have the right to say that? Or because she's dated black men.
She's got the right to say men are trash
yeah,
because you've dated 5 black men. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I feel like she's not justified in saying it, but it made me feel a type of way. It made me feel so angry. Because you're condemning a whole race of men. Furthermore, you're condemning my race. You're condemning my race. And I have friends and brothers and I have uncles. Do you know what I mean? Like, who aren't trash. How about that? But actually, who aren't trash. But you're not seeing that. But all you wanted to do was date these men. And I feel like you wanted to have the black man experience. So you wanted to experience it with any level of man, any level of black man. So that's why you have continually dated trash. Look, I'm not out here saying that my friend's a terrible person. I just want to make that very clear. Because she's not. She's a very, very, very nice person.
Just a little bit racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
It's absolutely
even
racist
it.
to
I
date a few
can't.
black men, not have a good experience, to say that, oh, well, all of them are trash.
I think she's excited and she wants to get in the conversation.
She does.
And this brings
But
up
you're
the thing
not
of
allowed.
being...
You don't have
No,
at
you
the
don't. No,
table.
she should pipe down and
Yeah.
realize who she is. You don't get to say that
You don't
because she would never say that about her own race. Why is her own race allowed to have a diversity of characters, but the few that she experiences in our race have to
Yeah.
all be the same? After that, this doesn't make any sense.
But she is one, and I don't want to vilify my friend. She is one example of women, and it made me feel away because she communicated this to me, and I just said to her, I'm gonna need you to relax and recognize that maybe there's something about the people that you're dating and attracting, or not even attracting, the people that you're dating and continuing to date. It's all very well and good that you can date a guy who's trash or got trash behavior a few times in your life, but there's got to be something where we recognize this is a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
But are we at fault because we trash each other in public too?
I don't trash black men in public. I don't think.
It is done though.
It is
I think
that.
part of me wants to say yes, because there's kitchen table talk and then there's outside of the house talk. And I feel like, yes, sometimes it feels like, oh, this should be in-house. And then the other side of me wants to feel like, to say, right, like, sometime, no, actually, I don't want to say anything else. I think it should be inside talk. That's just kind of like now.
Like when you're a child, these
Yeah.
are things we talk about in front of people,
Yeah.
and these are things we talk about like behind closed doors. Do you know what I mean?
But you know, okay, even when you're a child though, you know, like sometimes your mum or your dad wants to tell you off or something or discipline you, and they wait until you get home to tell you off, yeah. But then sometimes you're acting like such a fool in front of the whole, let's say, supermarket on the street and everything, and the rebuke has to come out there and then. Like, I don't know. Like, but then again, I don't agree with the men are trash statement. So I don't think that's too strong of a rebuke to ever come out in public and in front of mixed company. Like, so I don't know. Are you asking? Can I just clarify, Lyndon? Are you asking? Should we, when you say trash each other, are you talking about black men or women not rebuking each other in front of mixed company?
We are fighting too much on social media. I know we get caught in a little echo chamber of Black Twitter, but other people are watching and they're learning from our own behaviour. And I think maybe Fabrice's friend may have felt comfortable to say what she said because she might have seen something like that.
Yeah.
before, where black women are saying certain things about black men.
Yeah.
So if they can say it, then yeah, it must be true, and I can say it too. Where she should just keep quiet.
Basically, we are just showing ourselves up in front of company, right?
It goes both ways. Black women are calling black men trash. Black men are, some of them are behaving trash online. Some of them are not backing black women when they got something to say.
But can
Some
I
of them are
say-
too busy glorifying
Other.
other. I'm gonna say other, white or off-white. They're glorifying
Oh no,
other.
not Off-White.
Kardashians are off-white.
I knew that's what you're saying. The Kardashians.
I don't know what to say about what you just said.
Off-White, not Off-White.
I don't know about that.
Sorry.
Can I just say though, I agree with you on everything you said.
Including the off-white part.
No, not about that.
Oh.
But can I just ask the question? Is anybody calling black women trash?
No,
Why is that?
because they're not.
Okay.
So we don't feel like we have to go out here, be out here lying.
Oh, so
Right.
this is because you guys are not liars and we are liars.
Is that why?
Well, we might lie about something else, but we ain't lying about black women being
So
trash.
black men are called trash from lots of different people.
Yeah.
Because there's no smoke without fire.
Oh, what you're
correct?
saying is, oh. I see
on.
I see where you go with this.
If you can see the faces in here now.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Are you caught up?
I'm there.
Because from my perspective, like I can say black men are trash because I'm a black woman and I actually only date black men. But I just want to say I don't say that black men are trash because I don't think it's true. However, if I wanted to say it, I could, but I probably shouldn't because it's damning for my whole race and it's not.
You couldn't say it because it's not true.
Well, I couldn't say it because it's not true.
Can you say a black man is trash?
Yeah, of
You
course
can also say a black woman is trash.
Yeah, but people
you
don't.
just say
That's
a
not
white woman
movement.
is trash.
It's not a movement.
I know it's not a movement.
It's not a movement because it's not true. So I
No, but
think
that's it being a movement is not based on it being a true or not.
okay, fine. It's not a move. It's not a movement.
Any
because-
movement comes from an agenda.
Linda's out to destroy me, you know. It's
Linda's
not.
like, everything,
black women.
everything you see out here is not real. We're living in the matrix.
There's no black women are trash movement
Mm-hmm.
because there isn't. We're not exhibiting behaviours like across the world to make anybody stand up and say, do you know what? Yeah, black women are trash. We're not doing that actually. Do you know why? Because we're holding men down, and who are we holding down? We're generally holding down black men better than any other race. I don't care. I say it with my chest. 100% we are. However, so when people say, black men are trash, blah blah blah. When I really think about it, do I think that black men are responsible for this movement? Probably yes. I do. And it makes me feel sad, but you guys are, unfortunately, responsible, or you have to take some responsibility for this mass movement and the
Vim?
yeah, the vim,
The
like
ginger?
the speed behind it,
Oh.
and like the momentum behind it.
So what you're
that
saying is black
gathering.
men are out here being more trash than everyone else. So that's why.
They're being more trash than
More
their
trash-
female counterparts.
Yes.
No.
Yes, they are. Yes,
no.
they are.
Hold on a second. We're not talking about women here, are
Oh
we?
no, aren't we?
We're saying people aren't saying that.
White
Maybe
men
they
are
are saying
trash.
all men are trash. Not saying white men are trash. There are two things that are being said. They say men are trash
Yeah.
and black men are trash.
Yeah.
Most of the times when I've seen men are trash, it might come out of a black woman's mouth, which means she's most likely she's more likely saying that black men are trash because that's more likely the men that she's been having encounters with. So I've seen black men are trash, men are trash. I've never seen white men are trash. I've never seen Asian men are trash.
Yeah.
I've grown up around all of those, and let me tell you something.
Well, they say men are trash
everyone
too.
is equally trash.
No, but
Every
they-
single type of man is equally trash
agree with
when
you.
they want to be.
I agree with you.
Okay,
I
so
agree
there's
with
no
you.
reason for black men are trash to be a movement and not have any other one be a movement.
I
A
understand
movement
that.
comes from an agenda, not from actual truth. Because if it was actual truth, you would just say all men are trash and then talk about the ways that white men are trash and black men are trash and
Okay,
Asian men are trash.
fine.
but we never get that. We only get black men are trash.
Can I
What's
say-
the agenda?
No. Before we ask Lyndon what the agenda is, because I know he has the answer, I just want to say, I feel like maybe you're getting more heat because you guys are the flavour of the month, and
Who's
so
the flavour of the month?
black
Black men.
men.
Flavour of which month?
Oh, of the general month at this moment in time, because I feel
Let's
like
just say the
more
2000s.
people,
You're
the
the flavour of
2000s,
the
because more
2000s.
people are now. It's like a cool thing to date a black guy.
It's not just a
And
cool
so
thing. It's literally like it's like a trophy.
yeah, exactly. It's in you guys in trend, yeah. So for those who wouldn't usually date you, yeah, apart from the black women, because black women stay dating black
Stay
men.
holding you down.
But anyway, and I feel like now people are talking about black men like the same way, like I don't know what's people are not talking about Sunny D. If they're saying something, they'll say something about Coke because no one drinks Sunny D no more. But when some of these times coming, it'll come. Don't worry, just relax. Right now, it's just because everybody is trying to date you guys and everybody feels that they can. Let me say, everybody's trying to date you guys. You're allowing a lot of people to date you and inviting them to the party, and they're getting confident and they think that they can say whatever they want to say. Obviously, we're also airing dirty laundry we don't need to in front of in front of company. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think women, your female counterparts, are not as trash as your male counterparts.
Not at all.
We're doing this. We're doing it again.
What?
We're doing this again.
What? Telling the truth.
Having a mudslinging in between black men and black women, and
Because
there's all these other races out here just getting away scot free with their trash.
Do you know why? Because we want
sick and tired of it.
We don't want to sink to the bad people's level. We want you to aim for better. And right now in the trash Olympics, we are on the non-trash Olympics. The black women are winning. So we want you to do better. We don't want to compare you to someone who's doing worse than you. Maybe
This winning is based on your media consumption.
So in your real life,
it's not based on actual facts, because you're not out here seeing what white people are doing in their relationships, what Asian people are doing in their relationships, what Latin people are doing in their relationships.
I'm saying
Exactly. So in this Olympics, it's basically just on optics we're talking about. We're talking based on what we can see.
So I phrased
there's a reason we see what we see.
So I phrased this wrong, yeah, Linton. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say,
I don't think you're sorry.
What I'm trying to say is that black women are out here being the least trash out of all races and genders. And what we want you to do, we want better for you as black men. So we're not going to compare you to white men. We're not going to compare you to white men who are doing trash to try to excuse the trash that you're doing. No, we're going to start comparing you to your better peers, which are your black females. And we want to ask you to try to meet us there with better behavior. We're not aiming for the behavior of trash white men.
Oh, okay, so the way to get black men to behave better, it's to call them trash in front of everyone until they're so ashamed that they change their behavior.
No, that's not what we're saying.
Exactly. So my point is that we shouldn't be out here screaming to the top of our lungs that black men are trash in front of everyone else and empowering everyone else to say the same thing.
Yeah, we said
No
that.
matter.
I agree with you on that. I think that point is
But the no smoke without fire isn't valid, because this is not based on truth. This is based on how people view certain people.
What we're trying to say is help us help you. That's what we're trying
There's
to
nothing
say.
I can do. I'm a married man.
No. In general, I say you as a general term.
to a black
Don't be
woman.
pedantic. You as a general term. So, I feel like the black men help us help you, and just try not to, as we try to speak positivity over your life, whether it be prophetic or real. I feel like you guys should just stop doing. Help us. And just release.
What you're saying is stop being trash and we'll stop calling you trash.
No.
That's essentially what you're saying to me.
While we stop calling you trash.
Please stop being trash.
Yeah, at the same time.
There's no point saying that, because you're just going back to the fact that you believe that the whole black men are trash movement or whatever comes from truth.
No. But I'll say to Tristan, while I prophesy over your life that you will not be trash, help me.
For every Tristan, there's a Scott Disick.
Yeah, absolutely. True. But I'm going to need the white women to pray for the white men, and we're going to pray for us, and we're going to ask you guys to do better.
I ain't heard a white woman say white men are trash.
They say men are trash. Mm-hmm. They say men are trash. Asian women say men are trash.
Do you know why white women don't say white men are trash? Shall I tell you why? Because they don't need to. So when you're dating, if I don't say black men are trash, right? Like how you said previously, usually you'll hear either black men are trash or men are trash, and many times men are trash is coming out of the voices, it's coming out of the mouths of a black woman. Therefore, she's probably dating a black man. Not in every instance, but she probably is. So therefore, she doesn't need to add black men are trash. White women don't need to add white men are trash, because they're generally dating white men. Do you see what I mean? But people have to say black men are trash. Why? Because sometimes, in lots of instances, black men, and particularly black men or athletes or celebrities or entertainers, are out here dating a myriad of different ethnicities and cultures. And so that's why I feel like people who aren't black have to say black men are trash, because you're out here dating women of all different cultures, and that's your prerogative to do so, but you're doing it to a greater extent than any other races in the world.
I'm going to say this. There is never going to be any need for us to ever say bleep men are trash. There's no point in ever saying singling out one sector of the population and saying they're trash. We shouldn't. Black men are trash shouldn't be a thing. I should never see it ever because I don't see the other side. So I should never see black men are trash either. There's no good reason to see just that because I've never seen. And I understand what you're saying, as in white men are not going to say that, but I shouldn't see black men are trash either. I shouldn't see that.
What would you prefer to see, just men or trash?
If you're going to say that, even though that's rubbish too, but say that.
I thought we should never say men are trash. However, I think that's one thing.
That's
We're
a bit-
going to stop saying men are trash. Full stop. We're not going to say however.
We don't say it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I don't say it generally, but let's just say full stop. Yeah, we're not going to. We shouldn't be saying men are trash. I feel like it is actually. We proclaim it over men's lives, and I feel like it starts to become like a standard of like.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy
exactly.
as well. So it's not helpful to a change in behaviour at all.
Exactly.
So what is helpful to a change in behaviour?
Two things. The people who. Us being positive about the way we speak about men, so we're going to start saying men are treasure. Black men, do we like us to say black men are treasure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, it'll make a nice change.
But also, the people who are exhibiting trash behavior need to relax, like just need to try and stop that. That's what I think. I think there's the two things that can bring about a change of behavior. Us being positive about the way we speak about men, and then also men doing this. The men who need to do better, doing better. That's the only way, because we can't do better for them.
No. I agree. And I just want to... No, I agree. I'm not going to add any more. Because I think that's sensible. But I'm going to say it anyway. I do think there is... Like, basically... We are hearing about this movement, and I think not even within my own personal social circles and with my friends, I'm hearing that men are trash, like just everywhere. And I think it's from people who are dating, like people who are in high profile situations. Do you see what I mean? Or high profile relationships. So, for instance, like Cardi B and Offset, oh my gosh, she cheated on her hit, or black men are trash, blah, 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 blah. Everybody in the world knows who Cardi B is, who knows who she is, and that she married Offset, do you understand? So for me, I'm just like, I feel like it's because people in these really high profile relationships, therefore when their relationship breaks down, it's whoever shouts the loudest and who has the longest reach or the widest reach. And so if that's you and you happen to be a black entertainer, and then you're in a relationship with either a black guy or you're a white woman dating a black guy and it doesn't work out, then you feel empowered to say, oh, black men are trash and it's okay. And we hear it so much more than little Seistian down the road dating whomever. Do you know what I mean? Because actually it's magnified, and everyone wants to understand it and get behind it. That's what I think. That's what I wanted to say. It's not the same. So maybe... there's black men out here acting like trash bags, literally like industrial trash. However, it's only magnified because they're in high profile relationships as opposed to it's your next door neighbour. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think black women and black men might have their issues, and I think that's by design anyway. But we need to work them out behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm. I agree, for the most part.
Can't keep putting our business out there.
But can I just say, who is putting their business out there? Like, who is putting their business out there? Apart from Cardi B and Offset.
Do you go on Twitter?
I don't have Twitter.
Right, cool. There's a lot of business out there.
Can I just...
But every day...
Some people like to give their stories on Twitter. It's mad.
Really?
Yeah.
Matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here for... I don't have Twitter, so I don't get story time on there.
It's true, and I've just searched black men are trash, and not... Like, only one thing is coming up, and so I feel like, is it as popular as we're making it out to be? Black men are trash, or is it just like a...
Wait, you search where? Google or Twitter?
In the internet, the world. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's out here, innit?
Yeah, it's actually out here. Mm-hmm. Stop that. Everybody stop that. That's all. And the thing is, that's another thing, because we're not on... I mean, I'm generally, apart from being forced to be on certain social media platforms, I'm not really out here on social media, so I don't really know what people are calling people, and I don't involve myself in that. Like, no. And so, just by nature, my conversations about trash behavior, non-trash behavior, black men or not black men, are generally in-house because I'm talking to people that I know behind closed doors.
I think people want to use the hashtag Black Men Are Trash or whatever, give their story on Twitter because I think they want to feel part of a club. They want to reach out to people and have
It's a
people.
support group.
It's a support group. They want someone to be like, oh my gosh, you know what happened? I had to stay with this guy, blah, blah. And someone be like, girl, black men are trash. They are trash. Guess what happened to me? That's what I think people want to have that Me Too moment. Oh, Me Too, pick me. Yeah, I've got a story. And I don't have a story to share that I'm willing to share with you. So I hear it. I think there's levels to this and people want to say it. People feel entitled to say it and they shouldn't. People maybe are feeling fed up and irritated and frustrated and I think they're entitled to feel like that. But they're trying to reach out to this maybe, I don't know, social media international like community to support them and to allow them to say this. My question would be, all you people out there who are saying black men are trash, are you still dating black men?
Wow.
Because my friend is.
Of course she is. Is she still choosing trash ones as well? Is she still lurking around the bins?
I thought she chose a trash guy. I'm not sure if they're like
Why did
together
you-
now.
why did-
She obviously don't
He's
listen
her
to podcasts.
boyfriend. I didn't really like anything he was offering, but now they're like he's her boyfriend and like they're like official and stuff. And I'm like, oh, maybe he wasn't that trash. Deep down in my heart, I think he is still trash.
Didn't?
Say it. Is it about me and my stories?
No. Someone I knew or I know had a friend who kept on. Anyway, never mind.
What?
No.
I hate that, you know. I beg you,
Lyndon, that's
please
not
finish the
what.
story.
That's what we're not gonna do.
I can't hack it.
I will probably
You
cut
never
this
let
out.
me.
Remember your friend that you used to live with? What she was like?
Do you know what's not fair? Because he's actually gonna cut it out because he has the cutting
You know,
power.
I'm still waiting.
My family friend used to live with this girl, and she had a thing for black boys.
Oh, yeah?
And the black guys that she ended up bringing home all the time always ended up being trash, treated like trash. She always chose the trash types. So some of these women are out here just trying to dip and taste a little bit of a little bit of chocolate or whatever. Are they just coming in for a little bit of junk food
Do you know? What? Do you know?
and then ducking out?
Do you know what?
We're coming in for a quick what? I don't know.
Is it- I
Two
don't
chicken
know.
wings and fries for
Yeah.
$1.99, but you didn't want to deal with the after
Yeah,
effects.
chicken cottage,
Yeah.
not even chicken cottage. I don't know, but do you know? I think I feel like a lot of others. I mean, not say others because it sounds rude, but a lot of people who wouldn't usually date black men and now are dating black men because it's the trend to date black men are kind of seeking this kind of like danger, like, and I feel like
Really?
yeah, I feel like it's like, oh, like the danger, like in their heads, yeah, it's like, oh, it's this dangerous type of like, my parents might not really agree, they're a little bit rough around the edges. Whether all of this is just like stereotypes, yeah. But I think then you end up going out and finding someone who will bring you real danger.
Yeah, you
in
said
your life.
substance. Yeah.
You'll get the real dangerous types, and they will give you the danger that you're looking for.
Because you're not seeing the red flags.
Exactly.
You're missing the warning signs.
And also, you're out here. That's what you want. You're not dating a black guy because you generally want to date a black guy in his fullness. You're looking for a dangerous type or a kind of like a more quote unquote exciting, but I don't really think it's exciting.
I've got a story to back this up. When I was at
Go
university, I lived with a girl. I just remembered now. And she, lovely girl from Oxford. And I remember her talking to me. And I don't know, but she had a little bit of a strange obsession with me. Anywho, I was like, oh, maybe just because we're at university, it's Freshers Week. She wants to be like, friendly. And maybe she finds it hard to make friends. In the preceding week, she brought home this guy, I don't know, I won't say where he's from, but whatever, this black guy. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. And he wasn't British, so he was from, he was like an international student. And so we went to university, went to university, and at the city we went to university, there were 2 universities. Actually, there were 3. So anyway, he told us he went to a separate one, right? So we're all fully believing him.
The third one.
It is a third one,
The
Lyndon.
third one that no one talks about. No, allow it.
There's 3 universities in Birmingham, are there not?
Yes, there are 3.
Okay, fantastic.
Kind of.
So we went to one, and my flatmate, because she's not my friend, she said that the guy that she met, he turned out to be her boyfriend. They started dating, blah blah. He basically lived with us, and I always found it strange because I was like, oh, so when's he going to his lectures? Because I know when I get up and go to my lectures, and it's first year, so you've got like a lot of lectures, and she's like, oh no, he's in his 3rd year, blah 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 blah. And then she told me a little while later, she goes, oh, you know what? Like, I know that, like, I really like watching you in the kitchen, how you cook, and, like, you know, I really like how you do your hair. I said to her, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, it's because, you know, my great-great-great-grandmother, she's from a really small fishing, like, port, like, in the Caribbean. So it turns out I'm, like, a 16th black. And I said,
Yeah.
okay. I swear to you, I was 18 years old. She said to me, I'm 16th black. And I said, no problem. But it was strange to me because she used that to almost justify herself. And I was like, you don't need to be justified. Just be who you want to be. But, you know, you're 18. Maybe you're just, like, figuring your way through life. And then, so I was just like, okay, no problem. Did we not go out raving? Maybe like a month later on. I had seen her boyfriend leave our flat, yeah? I went out raving with the boys in my flat and her. And she had said to me that her boyfriend was at university and he worked, I don't know, for something really random. He worked for his dad in the office, something on the weekends. I said, no problem. Went out, and then the boys from my flat went to the toilet and they came back. They're like, Fabrice, I need to talk to you right now. And I was like, what's the matter? What's happened? I was like, what's up? They were like, we've just seen our flatmate's boyfriend in the toilet as like the toilet guy. I said, sorry. I said, I come into I said, what? They were like, we don't know what to do. And I was just like, are you sure it's him? Because, you know, we don't all look the same. They're like, no, it's him. He's the guy there handing you the tissue. And I said, you're lying. So then I was like, so then, you know, we're in the middle of the club. It's like, I said, no, but guys, you guys have been drinking. They're like, we are not joking. It's him, it's him, it's him. So they went back in, like, no, did we have camera phones? We did. Imagine, I'm so old. They took a picture of him and then came back out. So now I didn't know what to say to my friends. We went home. I remember saying to her, so where's he work again? She goes, oh yeah, he works here. So the next day now, because we were at uni, I think we were just like pumped up and we thought that we could take on the world, as you do when you're 18. The next day we knocked on the door and we're like, we saw you last night. He's like, oh yeah, basically I did that, like, you know, like in my spare time, I did to help out a friend. No problem. Turns out the whole thing was a lie. Turns out he didn't go to other university.
Of course.
Turns out that he had been in England for maybe 2 years, and then he then propositioned my friend to get married to her. No, I'm lying. He asked her for money to send back to somebody back home to help somebody out because he needed £500. And I was just like, this is trash behavior. But she was so blinded by the fascination for this culture because she is a 16th black, and so blinded by him, and I just it just blew my mind. And I was just like, I don't understand why your standard is here, like on the ground. And like, it shouldn't be. Like, it really shouldn't be. And I honestly feel like he just saw this young, naive girl at university, and he saw her coming. He thought, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say I go to university. I'm going to tell her that I've got a really good job, and I'm going to move in with her and her flatmates. And I just thought to myself, this is the issue when you are trying to, like, test drive something, or when you just want to get a quick fix, or when you want to taste a bit of junk food, then you want to run away. You get caught up in absolute foolishness, because I was never going to be entertaining that story. Oh, you go to university somewhere else? Oh, where'd you go?
You've got a really good job, but you're living with me. That's the first issue.
I don't understand. And I said, what was it? And then you want to borrow £500 from me for my student loan to help somebody, but you've got a good job. I should be borrowing £500 from you. Are you okay? No.
As a student.
When that student loan drops, yeah. But you know what's really sad? I know she gave him the money, and I know she gave him more. 100% she did. Yeah. We never saw him again. After like halfway through, so maybe like halfway through the next semester, we didn't see him. He just disappeared, and she couldn't get hold of him.
So what's the moral of the story?
The summary of the story is there are some men who are trash.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Shamelessly. With their shoulders, their chest, their liver, everything.
I don't even want to know what country he came from, because I think I know.
I'm not saying
I don't have a clue.
Out of respect.
I have no clue.
But let me tell you what he wasn't. He wasn't Jamaican.
Oh, okay. No, fine. Then what country was it?
No, guys, because if we start this, I'll have to call out trash Jamaican guys, and you do not want me to start with that.
I'm not.
All right. So let's not do On Blast Production.
Wait, hold on. Who are you protecting? Who are you protecting?
Why are you protecting
the world. I'm the world. I'm the protector of the world.
You're from Rwanda. Relax.
Yeah, it's all right.
You can protect all of East Africa. How many? Like 5 countries. You can take those 5. You can't take.
You know what? It's boring. It's boring.
The continent.
Let me tell you, it's boring protecting Rwanda because everybody behaves them. Listen. It's boring protecting Rwanda because everybody behaves themselves. So now I've taken on like pro bono cases for other nations, and I would not allow you to drag their name in the mud any longer.
Fine. Not in this podcast, but on the next one.
I think we all know what country you came from. Moving on.
Moving on.
I have no idea.
I just hope
I
she's
know.
not out there putting up with some other guy, a black guy, and his trash behaviour just because he's black. That really would hurt my soul.
Do you know you and your parents say if you don't hear, you'll feel?
Yeah, that's a very.
And then you
good
also
thing.
decide how many times you want to feel it and feel it some more. So if you give him the £500 and he went away and you are ready to give him the £500, that means you've got £500 to give away. Let me tell you something. If someone came to me today, if someone came to me today with a reasonable story for why they needed the £500, I'd even struggle to find that £500 for you, babes. So I'm not out here dishing out £500 for any. I'm going to say
student.
Tom, Dick and Harry, yeah? Any Tom, Dick and Harry. Let me just let you know. I don't know. That means that £500, you've got money, you have nothing to do with it. You don't know what to do.
It's the madness. But she would have been well within her right to say men are trash, 100%. She would have been, because that was a ridiculous story. But then I would have said, "But you are a fool," like 100%. But yeah, that story just came back to me, boy. Later.
People are out here doing their shift of trashiness. Let me tell you, and the trash people never sleep. So you can find a and I said, did you hear I said trash people? Linden, that one's for you.
Linden.
That one's for you.
Fantastic.
But yeah, they don't. They're out
Wonderful.
here. They're really working the shift of trashiness.
I just want to say, I just feel like, I just want to keep this very balanced. I don't want to be out here saying, oh, I've got lots of friends who are doing this and another. So I just want to say I also have lots of friends who are in very happy relationships and they're black women married or dating black men and they're very happy.
Amen.
But I also want to say one thing. I think this is true of life. You know, sometimes when you have a friend and they're dating somebody and they're not very nice or they're not like, or that there's a few problems or just kind of telling you stuff. When, as a woman, and I say women because I don't feel like guys share as much, but maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong, Lyndon? Do guys share?
She might share a little bit more than men do, yeah.
Okay, fine. So, as a woman, you might share more than men do.
You know what? Lyndon's out here riding to the death for men out here.
You should.
Someone's
Let
got
me
to
tell
do
you,
it. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, and you take it on, and you're doing it very well
has
with
to be done.
commitment.
Commitment
Okay.
and vim.
Why
Sorry,
are you
back
shaking
to
your
you.
head?
Commitment and vim. Story time.
Yeah.
So, I feel like...
We just came out of story time. It's just like,
I've always got stories!
yeah. Now we're back
Allow
again.
me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just feel like black women, not black women, women in general, when they share stories of their relationships or whatever, or their dating experiences, when it's really bad, they share so much and they break you down, they break down the detail of what's gone wrong.
It's
And
therapy.
it is therapy, and that's fine.
yeah.
However, when you're in a happy relationship, you don't share that much, and you don't. And I don't know if that's because as humans, when we're happier or we're in like a very stable situation, we're just content with the situation and we're just happy to kind of just like coast along. But when you're in like a volatile situation or in an emotional roller coaster, you're like, oh my gosh, this happened, then he did this, and he did this, then he did this. Do you know what I mean? And so it just perpetuates this scenario of, oh my goodness, black men are trash. But I want to just say, I have a lot of female friends who are who are happily married or dating men, and they're in very happy situationships, or relationships. Imagine situationships.
I was about to say, wow,
Oh, Jesus.
wow.
They're in happy relationships. I'm sorry, but they're not really out here saying he did this for me, 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 and it doesn't happen. And I think that is part of the problem.
I feel like when you're happy, you're relax.
Calm down, Lyndon.
Calm down, Lyndon. When people are happy, they're preoccupied in their happiness. They're not out here. Like, I think they're having less conversations. Also, I watched a funny video, and I can't remember where it was, but I feel like that to the lady, someone was like, when you're in a good relationship or when your man is doing something good for you, like, don't go out here saying, oh, my man is so good. Do you know what he did for me last night? Do you know where he took me there? Because there's women out here that are trying to find refuge from this dry land that they call singleness, and they will find refuge in the relationship that you're talking about. So that's what the person was saying. I don't believe that. I feel like it gives people hope.
So what are you saying? That people don't
No,
share
I'm
when they're
just saying,
happy?
because I feel like some people don't share when they're happy because they're just happy. They're not out here just chatting, like they're actually enjoying their lives. But I think I watched a video of someone saying that sometimes people don't share because of the fear that they are not trying to look like, you know, you don't want to like say, oh wow, this I found a really amazing person, because there's some girls out there that, or some friends are not really your friends, and they'll jeopardize that situation.
The thing is, I hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna need you to keep that same energy. Like, and I say this to my friends as well. Don't call me because you're upset with him, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't say anything good when they're doing something good.
Yeah.
So you need to just be consistent. Just be consistent. Do you know what? Just be quiet. How about that?
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Just
I've
be
told so
quiet.
many of my friends to be
But
quiet and don't tell me nothing,
Don't
because
say anything
you don't
at
want to hear
all.
what I want to have to say about that
Because you want
situation
to
after a
complain
while.
about the situation,
Yeah.
but then when it's all fixed, good and dandy, you want me to be happy with it. But guess what? You love him and I don't, so I can't like flit like that so easily. So I guess that the compromise is that you're just consistently calm and quiet.
Yeah.
However, I know that I'm not calm or quiet, so I'm going to keep the same energy in every situation. He's great. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. Oh my gosh, he's really annoying. I will do that because I can't be consistently calm and quiet for my life. I can't do it. But I do think black women need to shout a bit more about their relationships that they're in when they're happy. We need,
And I don't even think it
better
has to
PR.
be relationship specific. I think it needs to be in general, like, oh, like in general, black men are treasure. My brother is doing this and this and this, and he's a really amazing person. My dad is this, my partner is this and this and this. Or like, I know, like exactly how you said it, I know black men out here who are treating their partners or like royalty, or they're just having integrity in their relationships. It can be broad, and it can be like, I don't know what other word I'm looking for, but it can just be like a broad kind of conversation. It don't have to be specific to you. My partner is the best thing walking on, like, unless you want to do that.
Bro, silence. I think that we need to yeah, we need to get rid of this myth also that successful black men just flock to white women. We need to get rid of that, because it's not true.
I don't understand what you're saying. So talk to me like I'm stupid. It's not true.
It's not true.
Why is
So
it not true?
It's not true that black men just go for white women when they become successful.
So
That's a lie that's been told for a very long time.
I think
Athletes, how about let's start with athletes.
I think there's a huge misconception, and there's a huge myth around the percentage of black men who are successful who are dating non-black women. However, the media and life, in my opinion, tells me that there is a huge proportion of athletes who are dating and marrying non-black women. That's 100% fact. That's fact.
Footballers in this country, maybe, yeah.
Not footballers like in America. Basketball
Who's
players
the
in
biggest
America?
athlete in America?
LeBron.
Who's he married to?
Savannah. She's black.
Cool. You ever heard of him with anyone else? Who's the biggest actor? Who comes to your mind when you think of big actors in America?
Okay, so we're not.
Who
gonna
comes to mind? Who comes to
No,
mind?
I understand
Who
what you're
comes to
saying.
mind?
But I'm saying
defense
maybe
for the
what you're, it's not about who's the biggest and the most successful. Maybe it's about the majority and the trend. That's what I'm saying. If you want to talk about trends, and we can't talk about majorities. We have to talk about the changing culture of the world. Do you understand?
I think it's a misconception. It's kind of it's used to kind of drive a further wedge, a deeper wedge between black women and black men.
So I think that's true. There's a misconception around the number of the number of black men who are dating and marrying non-black women, and I think that is used to just really drive a wedge. Exactly what you said. 100%.
And I think the interracial relationships become more famous as well.
Well, that's what I think is true. I think there's certain relationships that have just become more famous, and so therefore people think it's the norm and the standard, and that's what's happening. But I did research, and I read a Forbes article about this, and they were just saying that people were under the assumption that when men, I don't know, Forbes did the research, and when men became successful, and I don't know what they deemed to be successful, maybe over £100,000, $100,000. I don't know. I'll find the article. But they were saying the truth still holds that in America, at least, that the majority of black men who are successful by whatever criteria they hold to be successful are still married to and or dating black women. But that doesn't, they weren't including athletes, and I think that's the problem. Athletes are they're popular, they're in popular culture, and they're what people look up to and want to be like for a number of different reasons, and I think that's where the misconception's coming in.
Basketball wives. How many of the women in Basketball Wives are
I
white?
don't watch Basketball
How many of
Wives.
the women in Basketball Wives are actually with their partners?
There's
How
one
many?
thing.
How many of the women in Basketball Wives were actually basketball wives?
Yeah, but answer the first question. How many of them are actually white in that show?
None. But how many of them were
Interesting.
actually basketball wives? They
Yeah,
weren't.
that's another
That
thing.
term was used very loosely. So we need to better sample than that one. I feel like
I don't know. I think it's
look
a bit
at
of
the
a,
French. Look at
we tend to forget the ones, even the most famous ones, with a black woman. We sometimes almost forget who that woman is, or might not even know who they are. But if there's a black man with a white woman, we'll be talking about their dating habits a lot more. Like for ages, people have been crying and bawling about how Michael B. Jordan is dating all kinds of women when Chadwick Boseman is there just chilling out with his black woman.
Can I ask a question? Do you feel like there is a trend of successful women, or even a slight perception of a trend of successful black women not dating black men?
No.
Okay, so I feel like I definitely feel. Look at the French. I know that you've just talked about the statistics and that actually that there's the wrong perception that successful black men date
In America, at least.
yeah.
At least, that's what the research was conducted.
But I feel like look at the French national team and all of the black men in the football team, and
Do you know that for sure?
not all of them, but a high percentage of them. Like you look, and I can count.
Are you sure?
Not all of them, but I
It's a
can
lot
count.
of guys. I know you only know about 3 or 4.
Well,
How do you know she only knows 3 or
shut me
4?
down because Lyndon knows. Lyndon shut me down. Let me just keep quiet.
Listen.
Okay, hold on. Name 3 players in the Spanish squad.
Lyndon.
Name
Cause you-
3.
No, because
Go
you
on,
scared
name 3.
me.
Name
'Cause you
3.
scared
Name
me.
3.
I don't. Now
Name
you
1.
scared me.
Name
I'll
1.
name 3.
I beg you,
French
name
one.
1.
A French
1. Just
one.
1.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. What in the French national team?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Not even 1.
I do. I just don't know. I can't remember their surnames. And let me just figure out their surnames. 1 second.
Well, no, you don't know. You can't just go and Google it now and find out. It's too late.
Kylian Mbappe,
Mbappe.
Anton
Yeah.
Griezmann,
Anton Griezmann's
Pogba,
white.
obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Kante,
N'Golo Kante is definitely not with a white woman.
Dembele.
I don't even need to know their names. Why do I need to know their names?
Yeah, why should you know the name?
Because I actually
I know the
in
names. I
the
don't.
World Cup, I checked to see who their wives were, and they were
Wives.
the
Yeah, I
wives,
think
and they
quite
were
a few of them will have white wives. Yeah.
the majority of them. The
France,
majority of them. Lyndon, be truthful. The majority of them.
I'm just very, very conscious of marketing. Just certain messages out there that are just a little bit untrue.
But you know what?
Because the most successful black men that I think of are with black women, or the ones that are in lasting relationships anyway. You Wills and Jada's, you Jay-Z's, Beyonce's, you Denzel Washington and his wife, them ones.
But can I just say they're rare, Lyndon?
Are they rare?
I feel like
Name
they're
someone
they're
else on their
outliers.
level. Who else is on their level?
No. I'm saying the fact that they're in long-lasting black relationships.
Uh-huh.
I think that's rare. They're not that as individuals. I'm saying they're outliers. Like you're saying they are. I'm saying they're the
Even
exception
Snoop
to the
Dogg,
rule.
anyway.
You're saying they are the rule, and I don't think they are the rule.
What? Even Snoop Dogg. Out here pretend like he's a
Snoop
pimp, but
Dogg
he hasn't
is.
been a
I
pimp.
don't think Snoop Dogg is any
What?
any
He said he's
example
out here
of a
pretending
man.
He's been a pimp, but
He's
he's
not.
he's not.
Can we not talk about him and his trash behavior? He's trash for the longest time.
I know, because he's playing a part. He's playing a part. He's playing a role.
No, he's not. He's not playing
Oh,
a role.
really?
He's out here. He's out here putting that he's not married, and I think
Stephanie
he's
in the
doing.
background.
He's taken the method acting route for way too long, and he needs to remember that he has a wife and children at home.
What's the meaning of having a wife? Is it just having the paperwork and doing whatever you want to do, or actually acting as if you're married in every circumstance? Because to be honest with you, I think he was doing whatever he wants. You telling me that he was acting like he had a wife all this time?
But you know what? We don't know the circumstances of their marriage. Like, we just don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for her, they could have had an agreement that she wants to be the wife and that he can do whatever he wants to do on the road or whatever. We just don't know. Some people are very happy with that situation. Some people want the security. Some people want the houses or the last name, or do you know what I mean? The ability to start to go off and do business in their own right. We don't know. All I'm saying is he is no example.
All I'm saying is that there are plenty of role models out there that actually are successful black men that have black wives in long-term relationships, but I think they're forgotten a lot of the time.
Does black wives include Latino?
No.
That's a whole other conversation we can't even get into. If they're like black, like from the Dominican Republic, is that
Yeah.
black or is that Latino? And does that count or not?
I think if they identify
Does Cardi B count?
She says that her name is Trini.
Yeah, that's
and her
Trini,
dad's
that-
Dominican.
yeah.
Does she consider herself black?
I think she's always considered herself black. if I'm
Yeah, I
honest
think
with
she
you.
does.
I think she has. I think she's always been very honest about that.
That's a whole other.
Yeah, this is where the confusion comes to as well. Because also it's the perception. I think it comes to the man. Does a man see himself as dating a black girl or dating a quote unquote Spanish girl, Latino girl? Because even if the girl is black, but you're dating her thinking that she's something other than black, doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's no point to you.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on this thing though. Like, why do black men? Why is there the perception that black successful men date a lot of women who aren't black? Why is that? Why has that perception come around or come about? And you're saying that it's because there's like an agenda.
I'm always going to say there's an agenda.
Yeah, of course.
But I also think that certain men, I think it's back in the day, like, I can't mention this guy again because we've always spoken about him. But when you get to certain levels, you're around a different type of person all the time. So if you get very famous in like the early 80s or the 70s and you're like a mainstream famous and you're black, all of a sudden you're going to be around just a lot of white people all the time.
Yeah.
Now that might have been the reason why some of those guys end up being with white women then.
But then you can look at, I think, the black women who were famous in the 70s and the 80s
Which
are
ones?
more likely to, just generally speaking,
Yes, that's the thing though.
Finish yours. Let her land.
are more likely to have a black partner. I think it's more of a wow. It's more of a shock factor when you find a successful black woman who has a white partner.
Yeah.
It's more of a shock, whereas we've got used to seeing a successful black man with a white partner. So
But having said that, in those days, I think the black celebrities few and far between anyway. So you might have a few prominent men, maybe not a lot of prominent women. So I'm talking about they are around a lot of like white women, and then just one or two black women, maybe. So I think that might have been part of it. Nowadays, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it now, but that might have been a factor back then, which is the reason why you're probably going to see a little bit less. Like, for example, Quincy Jones, he's always with some different white women. But if you look at the circles he rolled in, it's not surprising at all.
And then, to be fair, even Diana Ross, apart from her first husband, the father of her first daughter, everybody else she's dated has been white. But then Oprah, has she dated black?
Does she date?
Stedman.
Does she? Is she? What is that?
What do you mean? What is
not
that?
for us
Do you know
to
what? We're not
trash.
going to talk. We're not going to talk about.
What's the culmination of our conversation, guys? Like, what are we really saying? Black men are trash is cancelled.
Stop that. Black men are trash. Anyone who's currently writing black men are trash, delete.
Anyone who's currently searching for it in Google, because when I'm searching for things, I don't want to see that coming up as like a past history search. I'm not interested. And I've seen
If
that.
I
I
see
searched
if I see it on
to see if
Twitter,
it
I might
actually
just
exists.
reply and come for you. I might actually do that because I'm actually fed up of seeing it.
Do you really want to take on this? Like,
Linda
this?
wants to.
Are you really want to be an activist for?
He does.
Like, like a social justice.
I can
warrior
help you with
for,
that answer.
for black
He-
men.
he
I'm a
does.
black man. My son will be a black man.
Come on.
My dad's a black man.
Come
Absolutely.
on. Generational.
Yeah, okay. Generation.
He's doing it. He's
would I
literally
not?
Black man
He's
is-
literally doing it for the culture. Lyndon, go for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, cool. I think you've thought this all the way through, and I think you're going to do an excellent job. But
But the thing is, I mean, we talk about black men this time. I think next time we'll talk about how black women have been treated, because that's also important. as well,
Mistreated.
to me, mistreated. Yeah. That's a whole other conversation.
I just want to
another
reinforce the
day.
fact that there is a massive misconception out there about the percentages of black men dating non-black women, and I can't talk about it in terms of like athletes, but I can talk about it in terms of successful relationships and successful businessmen. And I think that Lyndon is right. There is an agenda, or there is a reason why this misconception exists, but it's in terms of like professional and successful black men, it's absolutely incorrect. But then again, this research is only based on Americans. It's not based on like British people.
Yeah. I remember seeing one that said, "Oh, why aren't black women getting married?" And in the space of 3 years, I went to countless weddings where black women are out here getting married to black men.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is really beautiful. I'm here for black love.
It's about PR, guys, and I think we have to all be responsible for our own PR.
Yeah.
Like, if we were better at advocating and just being more positive around relationships in general, then these kind of things would start and they wouldn't get any wind. They would not get any momentum, and I think that's part of the problem.
We've always got to remember, in anything, the whole news media industry only really came about as tools for propaganda during war times. And they've continued anyway. So they always have an agenda and a leaning and a reason for anything they report. So you can never take something that they report as gospel. You've always got to read between the lines and do your own research. So in terms of black men, the way that we've been portrayed in the media, all that kind of stuff, we've got to be careful and look at the reasons why we've been shown certain images and why we've been told certain stats and why we've been made to believe certain things and why certain hashtags get a lot of reach and why certain things are discussed on certain news programs. All of these things come from somebody making a decision to say, we're going to talk about that. Even we do it.
Yeah. And my conclusion would be upon this whole thing is that black men, your treasure. Yeah. And even those who are not currently acting like the treasure you're meant to be, I prophesy over your lives.
Come through.
But then also know that with this agenda in the media, people don't give you the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to need you to not only not do evil, flee from the appearance of evil, because we all need to be safe out here in these very racist streets. And yeah, make it in life.
If a Kardashian moves to you, run. That's the real moral of the story.
Oh gosh.
Run.
Can you